All right, man.
Okay, yeah.
So what do y'all think, based off where the playoffs is at right now, what are y'all thoughts?
Hey, let's go Bucks.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and admit to be honest. I like saying shit. When it comes to sports, I like to say shit on the podcast. That way y'all can hold me accountable. Remember when you said this? Yeah, go back and listen to it. So I'm go ahead and say this. I take back everything I said about Giannis. I think he's the best player in the world right now. And I've never really been a Giannis fan.
He did it. He did it without Chris Middleton right now.
He's doing a lot without him.
Yeah, and even though it's ugly, it's slow. I don't understand how it doesn't get blocked. And I'm talking about his jump shot, but
it works.
It works.
He tall though.
Hey, it's like that Corral combo, man, or Green Lantern's his ring
grab. The ring grab.
Anyway,
the dumbass ring grab. Hey,
awkward as fuck, man.
Speaking of ring grab, while you there, I hope you and old buddy, I hope y'all play some fucking Injustice.
All right. Hey, by the way, man,
yeah.
I'm kind of fucking with Grayson Allen, man. I know you get a lot of shit, but look, man, he remind me a lot of JJ Redick, where he got a lot of hate. You know, some of it is, justified. Some of it I think is unnecessary because Twitter is what it is. But I'm kind of fucking with dude, man.
JJ Redick getting Grayson Allen getting hate like JJ Redick. You joking, right?
Nah.
They're nowhere near the same. Now, if you said Grayson Allen and Draymond, okay, yeah, Draymond kicking niggas in the nuts on purpose.
No, he not, man. Like, come on, bro.
That shit was on purpose, man. You can't.
Look, man, we don't need to go back down that rabbit hole again. All right, we don't need to go back down that rabbit hole, man. All right, but again,
go back and listen to episode 17.
I know a lot is said about dude, but hey, man, I'm the one person that's like, I think differently, but that's just me.
You think differently, huh?
That's all, man.
Because this is naturally how niggas jump, right? That's how they jump. Come on, man.
Hey, actually, by the way, shout out to the Draymond Dream Show, man. He does breakdowns after each game, with him and the Warriors and other series, man. It's been actually pretty interesting to watch. I'd rather listen to him than any of these other fucking so-called commentators out there. So yeah, shout out to him, man. But yeah, Giannis been balling, man. I said ever since Jason Kidd had him played a point guard when he was there, man, I think he was onto something, and I think that shit, is paying off, little by little, year by year. It's like this dude is like, he's filling out everything on the skill tree, man. Like it's a fucking Batman game and shit, some shit, yo. He's going after every fucking thing, man. He couldn't shoot.
Grapple gun, level 3.
Yeah, but he working all the sliders, man. Like he couldn't shoot for a little bit, for a while. Hey, nigga, don't leave me too open, man. I ain't got fuck you money, but I can make a shot when I need to. So, yeah, and Chris Middleton, I think if I'm not mistaken, they say he should be available the next round if they make it there. So it's only a matter of time if they're able to beat Boston, and we'll find out in a couple of days how that goes. Anybody else? Any other takes?
I think
even about
the Warriors, man.
Yeah, they doing what they do.
Yeah,
it's been some high flying shit, man. There's been some wrestling moves out there, man.
Next thing you know, you're gonna see the Tribal Chief on the court.
Yeah, man, and shit. Even John Morant, man. John Morant getting better at shooting in the game, man. Like game 1, his shooting was kind of off. Game fucking 3, he's fucking knocking out multiple threes, man. Even him, man, he be jumping out the fucking gym, man. He be jumping from the fucking parking lot.
Don't let him get hurt, because I can only see the memes, nigga. Where is Ja?
At the rate Ja's going, his career gonna end up like Wade's.
You think so?
Shit, I mean, if you can get 3 out of it, I mean,
not in Memphis. I mean, he ain't gonna get those 3 in Memphis, but with all those dunking and jumping and all that stuff, because Dwayne Wade used to be real aggressive going to the rim, and I used to say, I was like, well, damn, I mean, he dunked hard as shit as a shooting guard, but calm down. And
I mean,
the result of his last few years.
What about Vince Carter, man? Vince Carter played for a minute, and he kind of,
Vince Carter got his notoriety from the dunk contest, but he wasn't dunking in the game like.
And playing for the Nets. You forgot Vince Carter playing for the Nets?
Yeah, but he wasn't dunking every game like Wade and Morant is. He can, but he wasn't.
What? I think you need to go.
I think you underestimate Vince Carter's skill, because Vince has some skill.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is, I think you're misremembering, as they're saying, Vince Carter's dunking reel. I'm not talking about the. I'm not even referencing the dunk contest. He was dunking on dudes night to night.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he wasn't.
Man. No, he wasn't. He was dunking, but not on niggas every night. No.
Let's ask Twitter, man. Hey, if that join Twitter, I'll run a view.
Yeah, to get the password to get in there first, nigga. Shit.
All right, I'll post it on my.
Imagine niggas just calling me out on air like that.
But I mean, you can make a real like you got the jump he did in the Olympics. You got the dunk contest. Name another memorable dunk after that.
He had. I mean. Damn, I can't remember offhand, but I know I remember him dunking on a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm not saying he didn't, but
and I'm saying he had the
when Wade dunked on Virgil and knocked Virgil to the ground. And I'm saying and Wade said Virgil when the parking lot started crying. Yeah,
I remember.
And I'm saying Vince Carter got a lot of those, man. He does, man.
Go look at a Vince Carter dunk package and go look at a John Morant dunk package and tell me which one is better.
John Morant himself will give Vince Carter the crown when it comes to dunking, man. All right?
That don't mean shit.
Yes, it does. John Morant himself will tell you, go look at Vince Carter dunks.
Okay, LeBron will tell you Michael Jordan is the greatest player of all time, but there's still an argument of who's 1 and 2, right?
Whatever. Anyways, man, shout out to the Heat. Shout out to Tyler Hero finally waking up and, helping put away Philly last night. Hopefully we can follow that up on in Game 6. I feel like the series should have already been done with, but hey.
Y'all got y'all other overpaid shooters sitting on the bench.
Hey, don't worry about that, man. Just worry about why James Harden getting paid all that money and is, I'm ready to see James Harden of old, man, from Houston. He was supposed to be, putting up all these numbers. James Harden by himself was, enough for the Warriors, right? So, I mean,
you said
we're the 50-point, 40-point.
You said James Harden was enough for the Warriors. What you mean by that?
Yeah. When the Warriors used to go up against the Rockets, James Harden was a lot of firepower. So I'm saying,
but he still lost.
It don't matter. He was still. It don't. But we're not even seeing anything close to those performances.
Okay. So, how many years removed he's from his MVP? What, 3 years now? No, 5 years. He's not the same player 5 years ago.
All right, then people need to shut the fuck up, there. That's what I'm saying.
He's definitely you can't. He's not the same player to think that he's the same MVP player.
That. All right, fine. And if that's the case, then people should acknowledge that, because people be talking about him like it's still a 50-point triple-double James Harden.
Yeah, that's what they talk about. It's be like the frustration I have with Westbrook. I don't put that on Harden, because Harden has showed a decline ever since he won the MVP. So that's why with Harden, I'm not surprised. But what he's doing with Philadelphia is enough to give y'all a run for the money. So I feel like Harden, he's going to crash him. He's going to be out of the league in a few years. But again, back to Westbrook.
Hopefully we can finish off Philly. I wanted to see him at full strength. We got what we got. Hopefully we can finish him off and head to the next round. And Whether it's
if y'all win this series, I think it's a fluke.
Sure.
Because y'all won the first two games without Philly having Embiid. Let's be real about that.
And what about last night?
But the series is 3-2?
Correct. Philly had all the momentum. If that's the case, then Philly just won the last two games.
They had the momentum. But let's be real. Think about the impact Embiid had in the last three games as compared to the first two. You mean to tell me you really think y'all will be winning regardless?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you saying if he was healthy, the series would be what? It would be over with, or what?
I think it would be over with. I don't think Philly would deserve to win. They would get whoever comes out of Boston, Milwaukee. I think that's who's coming out the East. But like Embiid being there. Think about it. Y'all played 3 games with Embiid being there. Y'all are 1-2.
Okay,
that's fact.
And we go back to Philly tomorrow night. So then, if we win, it's because it has something to do with something, and if we lose, then we was never supposed to be there.
I'm not saying what else. I'm just saying if Embiid was there the first 2 games,
okay,
the series I think the series would be different.
And then if not, then it would be James Harden didn't do what he's supposed to, and he's old and whatever. But okay, fine, whatever, man.
No. If it was just Harden, no, y'all would deserve to win because I mean y'all are a good defensive team. But I mean, you're glossing over Embiid wasn't there the first 2 games. Come on,
I'm not, but it's like
Embiid is a big factor, man.
We pick and choose when injuries are relevant, right? Because when Devin Booker got hurt, right? People was talking about, maybe the Pelicans have a chance or whatnot. Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry both went down, right? So like we pick and choose when a player gets hurt who is so-called affected. So it's like, yo, man, the nigga's injured, but it's like, so what?
Well, I think in that instance. I think in that instance is more so how important because in not trying to discredit the Heat, you know what I'm saying. My biggest thing about the Heat is I just don't see them win the championship. I think Spoelstra can get them there. I just don't see. I just don't. They don't have.
Look, man, it take a lot of people to come around on a lot of teams. I've been a Heat fan for a minute, so like my come around is already there. For you, it's like even with Giannis, it took him having to do X, Y, Z for you to be like, yo, I fucks with him. For me, like Kyle Lowry took me seeing him how he played in the finals, like, yo, I fucks with him. Even before there's any mention of him coming to play with us. But it's a wait and see. We gotta play who we play. You
like Kyle Lowry before he came to the Heat?
Say that again.
You like Kyle Lowry before he went to the Heat?
No, I'm saying I gave him his respect before he came to the Heat, or before there was any mention of him coming to the Heat. Okay. But I mean, it's a wait and see game. We can lose Game 6 and Game 7. People gonna say what they say if that happened, and if we win, people gonna say what they say if that happened. So we gonna get to the next. We gonna get to the next series, and if it's, I'm not gonna say you're speculating and be like if it's this or it's because of that. That's not me. But
I mean, I with Miami is like I think I like Bam. You know what I'm saying? I like Tyler. I'm not too much of a fan of Kyle Lowry. He's a weird ass point guard to me. And Jimmy Butler, he's not well rounded enough for me.
Whatever, man.
But the Heat are good defensively. It's just I don't see how they're gonna beat Milwaukee, because last time they beat Milwaukee, again, Giannis didn't play the last 2 games.
I mean, and our team is a little bit different, and we're a lot better shooting since then. I mean, again, man, look,
how are you a lot better shooting when Duncan has shot horrible this year?
If the Bulls still had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place potentially. If Minnesota had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place. And if Philly had Jimmy Butler, they would be in a different place. No, because all three teams, it took him a while to recover after. He helped them get to the playoffs when they was not getting there, especially Minnesota. So I mean, not go again, man. Like not.
Whoa. He was helping Minnesota.
Jimmy Butler, man.
Minnesota get into the playoffs.
Yes.
You might want to recheck that. He wasn't in the playoffs with Minnesota.
Okay.
Because last time he was in the playoffs was with Kevin Garnett before this year.
That's not true, and that is not true. He helped them get to the playoffs when he was there. I know that for a fact. But you can look that up.
And he got there halfway through the season, right?
Whatever, man. I know what I'm talking.
I just don't think Jimmy Butler is as good as people think.
He is, and and it shows to the teams that he left. What happened? And look, if they had Jimmy Butler right now,
it's not the LeBron effect. You can't even bring it up. It's not the LeBron effect. You can't even give me that.
Whatever.
It ain't even a LeBron. It ain't even a LeBron effect.
This ain't got nothing to do with LeBron, man. It's like
LeBron is the only person that can leave it. Like Ryan Davis said, LeBron is the only nigga that can leave a team and that roster become a high school roster. That's the only person.
Nigga, you don't catch him from all this dick riding LeBron someday, man. I'm telling you, man.
That's the thing. I'm not a LeBron fan.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
You know I'm not.
Whatever, man.
What are you gonna catch, man? What are you gonna catch, man? Another championship, nigga?
Whatever, man.
Did you hear about Jeannie Buss?
What about her?
She was blaming the failure of the season on LeBron, AD, and Russ.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
and that's what I was saying about LeBron. You got to give him some of the blame because we all know LeBron gets to pick his teammates.
Yeah, but it's like you can't, like, if you don't acknowledge the things that take place in the season, then it's like, like for example, if we can't establish an honest baseline of truth, right, and facts, when it's like these things happen, the injuries did play a part, right? Yes, we had some players that objectively to some people didn't play in a certain way, but if you just take the basic facts into consideration and who played and who didn't, from that alone, you can see how detrimental that can be to a team. But like commonly in Laker history, they have their scapegoats. Oh, because of this person, because of that person. Nobody acknowledges how often when LeBron changes team season to season, how vastly the team changes and how much time it takes to curate a team and get a team throughout an entire season and the playoffs collectively. Like, you can't just switch that shit up and then be like, all right, it's supposed to happen a certain way, and if it don't, then we're gonna start blaming people. Like, it don't make no sense to me, man. Like, and I don't know, it takes up too much of the basketball conversation. Like, yeah, it's just pointless to me, honestly. It don't make sense to me, man, honestly.
So 10 years ago, you were okay with the Heat being the headlines, but now you upset because the Lakers are the headlines?
No, it's not the headline. It's just that you don't spend time even acknowledging the fact that you spend time talking about, hey, how Lakers did this season, but without acknowledging the fact that, hey, there were some detrimental things that happened to the team, and those things that took place is what can cause the team to go in the way it did.
And you're saying that should come from Jeannie Buss? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is to just hand out individual blame. It's like that don't make sense.
Well, it's like what I told Mark. Well, like I told Verfin today. The by Facebook memory, we hired Frank Vogel today, 4 years ago. And then Verfin said, "What are y'all thinking?" or some shit like that. And so I sent it back to Verfin. He was like, "Oh, he's fired." Yeah, as a championship head coach, it's like, to me, it's like Frank Vogel's there 4 years. He won a championship. In any other market, that's impressive. That he won a championship that fast. But in LA, it's like, well, what the fuck happened in 2 years? Like, you just won a championship 2 years ago in the bubble. And then 2 years later, we don't even make the play-in. To me, it's like, the players can only do so much. LeBron and them, they can only do so much. But to me, you got to give some of the blame to LeBron and Vogel.
Yes.
Because if we win a championship, it's not all LeBron. But when the team does bad, it's none of LeBron. To me, it's all around. The blame goes all around. But I have my people I would put more blame on, but I think those are all, opinions.
So would you say it's more leadership or player?
When you say leadership, that's what I choose.
Okay.
Because LeBron is in that leadership.
Okay.
I mean, also though, I don't even feel like we, most of the reporting that we get from, about the Lakers, about these teams are from, individual sources with, their own respective agendas. So it's like sometimes the information we're getting, sometimes we don't even know if it's true or if it's false or if it's tainted. We heard of Stephen A. quoting fucking Ballsack Sports about some fake shit about Kyrie and Harden. He said some shit to him in practice about he fat and he trash and he out of shape or some shit. Like Stephen A. Smith quotes a fucking parody account on Twitter as if it's fucking real information, right?
But is that so far off from being realistic though? Because Harden was fat as shit.
But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but to me,
all right.
Like now, I'll tell you the one story that I heard where I was like, I think it was a story where Kyrie lit some incense and Harden looked at the nigga like he was weird or something. To me, okay, I could see something like that being real, but it's hard to believe something like that.
Like, so like whenever we have these conversations, man, that's what I'll be thinking. Like another person was Jay Williams. He claimed Kevin Durant at a Christmas party said some shit to him about I forget what it was, man. And Kevin responded on Twitter like, that's a fucking lie. I never said that shit to you, right? But also at 7:30 every morning, these dudes are giving inside information about these topics and these players. I'm like, dog, like the information pool is already tainted. So it's like the conversation that even get brought up sometimes, it's like it's almost like it's a mental algorithm sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get into my conspiracy bag, man, but it's like some of the conversations we have sometimes it's like, nah, nigga, that scenario don't even fucking exist, my nigga. Like we shouldn't even be fucking talking about this, man. But
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? These niggas get millions to fucking say bullshit.
That's why I like watching. I usually go back and that day I go back and watch Shannon and Skip. I don't know why. Even though I think Shannon dick rides a little bit too much, and I think Skip is just a little bit too much of a hater. It's crazy because it's like their points. They kind of make sense with each other, but I don't know. It's entertaining, but they're the only two. I'll watch Chris Broussard every once in a while.
Somebody was going at Kevin Durant on Twitter because he said to Nick Wright that anybody can do your job. And I've listened to Nick Wright, and I'm like, no, I can't fucking listen to this shit, man. Like, oh, he's a reporter. I'm like, dog, I've heard this dude, man, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Kevin might have a fucking point.
Yeah. Because now with Nick, I can't listen to Nick. I can listen to him to see what he gonna say, but I listen to it to be like, okay, what bullshit he gonna say? Whenever he opens his mouth about LeBron, it's like, really? That's what you're using as your argument?
So you hate watching them? That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
You hate watching them?
Now, somebody like him, like Shannon and Skip, that's different. Because, they just got difference of opinion. But I like watching Nick and Chris Broussard because Chris Broussard going to give you the truth every single time. Nick going to give you some shit that's kind of based around LeBron. That's why I don't like Nick. Now, Chris, they were talking about tennis between Nick and Shannon, man. You be talking about tennis and they insert LeBron or some shit, man. It's like, dog, just. But I tell you what, though, man. Like between Draymond, JJ Redick, and Pat McAfee, man. Like I got enough sports media on that end, man. Because I'm like, yo, they actually talk about shit and cover shit that like makes sense about the game, and even Draymond talking about his matchup with Jokic, game to game. I thought that shit was interesting, man. So I think I'm gonna try and start listening to Draymond. That's a mind his mind I kind of respect. So I would probably start listening to him because
he even talks about the injury the other day when he got elbowed and the shit in you know what I'm saying, the little shit going on in the game. So I say I'm not telling you to cut out Shannon and Skip or whatnot, but at least maybe incorporate those guys. I think you like it, man. Even Kevin Durant's podcast, man. I think it's
that's who I need to be following on Twitter. It's Kevin.
I think he be going at it with people, man. Yeah.